Tenants in common, joint tenants and tenants by the entirety in an Illinois divorce. When couples in Illinois face divorce, the way they hold property can have a significant impact on asset division. Property ownership in Illinois falls into three categories: tenants in common, joint tenants, and tenants by the entirety. Understanding these distinctions is crucial for anyone going through a divorce. The legal impact of property ownership during divorce in Illinois. Property ownership isn't just about sharing a home. It determines how assets are divided in life, death, and divorce. When a married couple owns property, the title on the deed dictates the legal outcome. The law is clear. What is written on the deed prevails, regardless of the couple's intentions. For example, if a couple holds property as tenants in common, each person's share goes to their heirs, not their spouse, upon death. Meanwhile, joint tenancy provides the right of survivorship, ensuring that property passes directly to the surviving spouse. Lastly, tenancy by the entirety offers married couples protection against creditors, shielding their primary residence from being sold to pay off debts owed by one spouse. In an Illinois divorce, these forms of ownership don't typically change the property's status as marital or non-marital. The Illinois Marriage and Dissolution of Marriage Act presumes that property acquired during the marriage is marital property, regardless of the title. The only significant impact of these ownership forms is whether one spouse might retain property ownership after the other's death. What are the differences between tenants in common, joint tenants, and tenants by the entirety? Tenants in common is the default form of property ownership in Illinois when two or more people own property. Each owner holds an individual share, which they can sell or leave to someone in their will. This type of ownership lacks survivorship rights, meaning that if one owner dies, their share doesn't automatically go to the other owner. Joint tenancy, on the other hand, includes survivorship rights. This means that if one joint tenant dies, the surviving tenant automatically inherits the entire property. However, joint tenancy can be severed if either party sells their share, reverting the property to tenants in common. Tenancy by the entirety is exclusive to married couples and offers additional protections. It shields a couple's primary residence from creditors, preventing the property from being sold to pay off debts owed by only one spouse. However, this protection can be challenged if it's proven that the property was retitled solely to avoid paying off a current debt. How does property ownership affect Illinois divorce? In Illinois, property division during divorce doesn't hinge on how the property is titled. Marital property includes assets acquired during the marriage, regardless of whether the property is held as tenants in common, joint tenants, or tenants by the entirety. However, if non-marital property is transferred into joint ownership, it may become marital property. For example, if one spouse solely owned a property before the marriage but later added the other spouse to the deed, the property may be presumed to be a gift to the marital estate. During divorce proceedings, a tenancy by the entirety automatically converts to tenancy in common, ensuring that neither ex-spouse retains survivorship rights. This change ensures that property division follows the terms of the divorce settlement rather than the deed's original wording. In some cases, divorced spouses may agree to maintain joint ownership of a property post-divorce. Property ownership can significantly impact your rights during divorce. It's essential to consult with an experienced divorce attorney to understand how your property holdings might be affected. For personalized guidance, contact the Chicago-based family law firm Law Office of Russell D. Knight located at 1165 North Clark Street No. 700, Chicago, Illinois, 60610. Call us at 773-334-6311 to discuss your situation with a trusted attorney who can help protect your interests during an Illinois divorce.